Continuing to fit these new curved frameworks for the back panel of these Yellowstone Park stagecoaches. I have them roughed in, but I need to joint them into the rear cross frame as well. I do have the other frames for the 11 passenger kind of roughed in also. So now I need to kind of stair step joint this in as well. This corner here needs to come in line with the outer edge here, and this is stepped up, so I need to do a joint work here that allows this whole heavy frame to shift to the side. So with this clamped in place, I can find out just where that joint needs to sit. And this needs to sidestep about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to bring this over 1.5 inches. Now 3/8 of an inch. So in between this heavy frame and the first 1-inch frame, remember there was this filler block that was kind of put in. It doesn't go clear down. Some coaches I've worked on, this will go clear down to the foot, but this sets in just about like so, and this is 1.5 inches. And all appearances to me is that this looks like it was a piece of fur. So I do have a piece of what we call 2-inch. Everything is 1.5 inches anymore. And I want it to be about this height, but I'm going to make it the length of my pattern down to here. And I'll need 2 of these, of course. Cut around that knot there. So we have a pair for the 8 passenger and also a pair for that 11. This is where doing 2 coaches at the same time kind of speeds things up, makes things a little more efficient. I'm only 1.1/8 there, so I'm going to shim that out to the same 1.5 inches. And that should be where my joint needs to be. And this one's just the opposite. It's a little wide. That's where that joint should be. And then we'll put the third one right in the middle. We're 31 inches. 15.5 will be our center. Square that up. That'll be our center joint. Kind of hard on a little fragile corner there, wasn't I? All covered up with that panel, but still a little tough on it. So on the back side of each of these 1-inch curved braces that we just stuck on, there are 3 irons. The far side is missing. But these are the hinge points for the rear luggage boot. Well, there's a bolt that goes through this iron right down here. And you can see there's a screw here that holds this into place before this back panel is put on, and then this iron for the rear luggage boot. Well, this bolt, I don't want to interfere with this screw, so this bolt is fairly close to the toe. I'm going to come back, it looks like about halfway through this frame here. Anyway, up here a bit, I'm going to put a screw in here. And I'm actually going to use just a Torx head as a placement, so I can hold that into place, glue it after I get my top joint done. But I want to put a Torx in it now, and I'll pull that out and actually put a flathead. This looks like maybe a number 10 screw into this place where it becomes permanent. So I think that bolt is going to come up more into this position here. So I'm going to come back here a little closer to the center, and I'll put a screw here to hold that in place. And of course, I put my clamp right in the way. I need something to hold further down here. That'll work better. Well, I don't want my screw out here on this narrow little wedge. I'd like it maybe a little further up here. Oh, I might actually move this back just a bit and come more into this area. So this is the top iron that actually came off of the left side, and it's going to set right about so. So I'm trying to get a feel for where a screw could possibly go. Looks like maybe about where I have that clamp. Could be one into there and possibly one over in this area here. So I don't interfere with bolts that have to be drilled and assembled here a little bit down the road. I think for right now, one might be just enough just to hold it in place. A little pot liquor broke. That doesn't happen very often. So now with my three center ones jointed in, I know where they need to be trimmed off to. They should come down same height as what my two outer wide frames were. And there is a cross frame that goes across here that is 1 inch thick, 2 inches wide, that caps all of this framework. And this is the heavy side frame. Then there is another piece that is put on as a filler on the side of it that the top iron mounts to and the seat comes into. This is 1.75 inches wide and it tapers down to 1.5 inches. So this cross frame needs to be another 1.5 inches wider on each side. And I'm going to make it 1.75 inches. So I'm going to add another 3.5 inches to the overall width. And my overall width down where it attaches to the main frame is 41 3/8. So I'm going to add another 3.5 to that. So if you remember right, these spacers here don't get jointed in, but these other main frames will. And these are jointed in to where I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch on the inside, and it'll be jointed in a 1/2 inch as well. And these spacers I'll actually move down that 1 inch so they'll come up and butt up inside. These are 1 1/8, so I'm going to take 5/8 out and I'll leave a 1/2 inch. And I need to make sure I have this center one in the center. 31 1/4. So 15 and 5/8. This one actually needs to come right there. It'll sit right there. Well, there's lots of little steps and a lot of joints to fit all together. I think we're pretty good on the feet. I'll just take my hacksaw, as you're all familiar with, and I'll run a uniform cut across the top here. I have a couple that are just hairline open, but I can deal with those. Another step closer in getting this back panel on. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.